The Acolyte season 2 is canceled.
I've lots of thoughts about this. Hello to everybody who's already here saying all of the normal internet stuff is what I'll say. But I mean, I saw it coming, and I have many friends that I have like text proof of me texting friends each episode going, I really want to like this show. I really want to like this show. And then I don't know, maybe episode 5 or something. I was like, I really wanted to like this show. I just do not. And even some of my friends who were like, please watch it. It's so good. Cause I wasn't like caught up on a few of them. I like watched the first 2 or whatever. And then I didn't skip a few. I just hadn't watched them right when they released. And my friends were like, please watch this episode. Like, it's so good. It's so good. And even by like the 5th episode, they're like, yeah, I liked that at first, but now it's just a big miss for me. I will say though, it was writing. I'm just going to say it was writing because I think the cast was a really good cast for the most part. There were some characters where I was like, maybe a miscast, but for the most part, good cast. And I think it was just wasted potential with the bad script. I think it had some of the best lightsaber fights we've seen. I'll give it that. And I enjoyed that. I think it was just a super big miss on the writing. Jimmy.
Well, there are people that can take a look at you and me.
Of course.
Before they even watch the video, and they already know what we're going to say about it when they go to scroll through the TikTok feed. We got our first heat. The Multiverse podcast got our first heat, which we'll talk about here in a minute.
Well, first of all, I'm Mexican, so calling me white makes you racist.
That didn't matter.
Not really, but I am Mexican.
I wasn't trying to go there.
No, you should take a look at my mom. Like, my mom doesn't look white at all. I'm obviously part white, but but I am half Mexican.
Yeah. Welcome,
everybody. It's a great start. It's a great start. I love it. I love it. We're honest. We're real. This is real.
We are. Multiverse podcast canceled after
episode 2 episodes.
1,
2.
He's saying, well, yeah, this is the beginning of episode 2, and we just breezed right through. So I'm just gonna grab it, Warren.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Multiverse podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Jimmy. This is my co-host, Warren, and the voice behind the curtain, Mr. Wes.
What's going on, everybody?
What is up? What is up? And thank you for all the love on episode 1, wherever you watched it.
Yeah, thank you.
YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, wherever you digest your content. We truly, truly appreciate it. We are on to episode 2. What is the saying? You have to do something for 13 days in a row to make it a habit, to create a habit, or is it 21 days?
21 days, I think.
So once we get to 21 days, do we have to do 21 episodes, or do we just go 21 days and then it's a creature of habit for us with the Multiverse podcast and we're dedicated and we're all in?
I would say 21 episodes.
That's a long time.
It's a long time.
That's a half a year. Unless we do some bonus episodes.
But I mean, we've both been doing this for a while.
We have.
Yeah.
We have. Well, let's talk about what we introed off with, because a lot of people have no clue what we're laughing about or talking about when it comes to what your heritage is or background or anything like that. So if you don't follow us on TikTok, we put up little excerpts, clips from the show. And we put up one where Warren was discussing passionately what he thought about Star Wars, The Acolyte, kind of the process of where they're at right now with the problems. And we were talking about as fans what we thought would be to fix it. And we both agreed.
It was Star Wars in general, too.
It was
not just about the Acolyte, just Star Wars in general.
It started off on the Acolyte, I think, and then we just went into Star Wars in general. What can they do to fix the problems? And we both agreed that the writers, the directors, the people in power have to know the source material.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They have to know what's going on. We even said to the point where you could extensively test them, because it's obvious that people in power positions or even actors and actresses don't know the source material. So we're talking about it, or Warren's talking about it. I didn't say a word in that TikTok. And somehow with our little tiny TikTok, we found some of the uber stands of the Acolyte. They found us and they attacked us and they brought the heat. So what is it? What is the saying? Any exposure is good exposure.
All press is good press.
All press is good press. So we got our first heat on TikTok, and we're not going to go over what they said, but the point was, for me, is the takeaway was, we're going to give a lot of hot takes on this show. We are.
I don't even think it was a hot take.
Whether we deem them hot takes or not.
Yeah,
right?
I don't even think it was a hot take, but yeah.
No, it wasn't a hot take.
Yeah.
But I'm saying we're gonna say stuff that not everybody agrees with, and that's the beauty of the community of Star Wars, of Marvel, of any of these genres that you're in. That's what makes it so fun, is that everybody has their opinion and everybody can kind of come from their angle with it. And as long as you're giving your opinion, and we can all at the end of the day be like, okay, you think this, I think this, and we're all going to be fans together, I'm all for it.
I always say, anytime I do a review on my channel, The Cosmic Wonder, I say, hey, if I don't like it, I say, if you liked it, I'm really glad you liked it. I wish I could like it, right? Because I don't ever watch something going like, I'm going to hate this no matter what, right? Like, I'm a very open-minded person, and anything I watch, I want to like. Like, I don't want to sit there and watch something that's a waste of time to me, right? So when people like things that I don't like, I'm like, that's sweet. I really wish I liked it. Unfortunately, I don't. So if you guys like it, awesome.
I don't know how we did it, because we have like 47 followers. But I went and looked at the first guy that like came in hot.
Yeah.
And this dude has saved the Acolyte all over his TikTok. Like, he is the one fighting for it. So I thought about it afterwards, and I kind of tried to put myself in his shoes, and he's probably pretty upset right now. If he was a true fan of the show,
sure,
and he thought they hit the mark, how he thought they hit the mark, I don't know. But if he thought they hit the mark, and now he was looking forward to digesting that story and lore, especially with the freaking, spoiler alert, the freaking Yoda and Plagueis Hail Marys. That's what those were.
Yeah, they were literally, hey, please watch the next season.
Please renew for season 2.
There was no point for them to be in there besides fan service.
Yeah.
And which is really funny, because we talked about Deadpool and Wolverine last time, and there's clearly a lot of fan service in there, but I actually think Deadpool and Wolverine hit the mark perfectly with like tying it into actually a meaningful story. I saw a lot of what Star Wars fans were talking about, and I am a Star Wars fan, of course you are too. And they were just like, this was just done. Like, you have the one side of the internet that's like, this was a desperate attempt to get a season 2.
100%.
And then the other one's like, oh, that was really cool. It's really cool cameos. And I think I'm in the middle, where I think the cameo thing is like a big thing right now, right? Especially on the Marvel side, which, Star Wars and Marvel, Lucasfilm, owned by Disney. So I think maybe there was a part of that going on, like, hey, maybe we can capture some excitement with that. And I think a part of it was also like, hey, we want season 2 to happen. Will this get
what
you
can we
excited
do to
enough
see this? We see the internet, we see the backlash, we know what's happening. What are 2 of the biggest pieces of this IP that we can literally golden carrot dangle at them? And honestly, it kind of pisses me off. It does, because you don't just throw around Yoda cameos like that. You definitely don't throw around Darth Plagueis cameos like that.
Yeah, that's another example of just the bad writing. I just contribute it to bad writing. I contribute it all to bad writing.
I contribute it to bad thought process.
Well, that goes with bad writing.
Bad strategy.
I don't think it was handled well. I think if you put somebody else in there who's like a really big Star Wars fan who knows the source material, you could keep the exact same cast. Just give them a different script. I think it had potential to be a really good show. I actually thought when I saw the first trailer, I was like, I don't get why this has so much hate on it already, just with the trailer. I thought it was really good.
You keep the same cast, but you put them in a 2-week school, so they know what universe they're in.
Well, right. You can do that with the cast, but I want more along the lines to do that with the writers and director.
Yeah.
People involved who control the story, right? I've said it. I think I said it already. I don't think it was the cast's fault. Like, yeah, you have the one guy like talking about what, Anakin blowing up the Death Star or whatever. Well, he's an actor, right? He's an actor who got a role.
But he was hired to play a Jedi in the biggest
I get it.
IP out there.
I get it. And it's definitely something you should know, but it's not like I hold that against him in a suit. Like, I hate this guy. Like, whatever, right? And but you should. But I think that comes down to Lucasfilm and like Disney. Like, you should make sure they know, especially since you know how the fandom is, especially since you know how the internet is.
Yeah.
But I'll put it back on the studio. Again, I'm not blaming the actors for anything. I put it back on the studio, the writers, the director. That's what
I want to also say, I said a minute ago, get writers and directors that know the source material.
Mm-hmm.
That's also with the understanding of it's okay to take creative liberties.
Oh, sure.
With the source material. I mean, look at Marvel and the MCU. That stuff is not, it's pulled out of the comics and then they twist it and they do what they want. They do creative liberties.
It's
but
inspired.
It's inspired by the source material.
Mm-hmm.
They don't take it and then get the source material and then go the opposite way every time. Intentionally.
Yeah.
Intentionally.
Oh, yeah.
And
well,
that's what Star Wars, that's what they did with the Acolyte, to the point where you can't argue that Star Wars and Marvel run the same parallel when it comes to source material. You can't. Star Wars is more on the rails. It's very linear with, there's expanded universe, there's stuff out there, but it does not even come into the same reality of branching lines and story arcs that the comics do. The comics run crazy.
Yeah.
There's probably 72 different Iron Man story arcs, or Doctor Doom, or whatever. There's so many different things. Star Wars, you have that a little bit, but you still have to stay. You have to stay with the source material that the fans have fell in love with for the last 40, 50
Forever.
years.
Yeah.
Well,
and what's funny is, of course, this wasn't in the clip.
why am I getting upset? I'm upset.
Well, because we're passionate fans. But
I'm pissed off they showed Yoda. Actually, I'm more mad they showed Plagueis.
Yeah, because go pop off. What does Deadpool say? Pop off, girl. When Chris Evans is talking,
it's manipulative.
It is
because they know for a fact that Jimmy and Warren, even if we shit on the Acolyte, they give us that at the end. We're going to go digest season 2 and we're going to watch it because we want to see how the heck Yoda is involved and what the heck is happening with Darth Plagueis. More for me to see how they're going to come up with whatever story they do to get us to the prequels. God knows how we get there. I don't know, but it's manipulative.
Right. It is. And you know what's even more manipulative? And this is really going to get into it. But the fact that some of the actors and like websites and stuff were like literally going like, the Acolyte is good. It's your fault. You're racist. You're this. And it's just like, dude, seriously? No, I'm just a good Star Wars fan, like an avid Star Wars fan. And I think that it was crap because the writing was crap. I'll say it again. I have zero problem with any of the cast members.
Yeah.
Well, some of them have done some really big pushback to the audience. And I'm just kind of like, dude, come on. Like, you're
going to come in and you're going to be the parent preaching down to the kids.
Pretty much, right?
The Star Wars community.
And they're telling, hey, you didn't like it because you're racist. It's like, no, I didn't like it because I thought, because it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I literally thought the trailer looked good. I was excited for the show. I wish I liked the show. And for those who liked it,
there was good parts in it.
There was. And for those who liked it, I'm really sorry there's not a season 2.
Yeah.
But I myself probably wouldn't have watched season 2.
Speaking of manipulation, what do you say, Warren, to the alleged claims that Sony
I know where we're going,
uses Spider-Man characters, villains in particular, to keep them out of the MCU? Because I haven't seen this validated, but word on the street is they have some agreement that if Sony uses a character in a film, then Marvel, Disney, do not have access to use that character unless Sony gives them permission. And they say it's a strategy that Sony is using against the MCU.
Yeah.
Tinfoil hat on.
No, I don't. I wouldn't be surprised. And of course, I heard about this, talked about it, but I don't think Sony has a clue what they're doing. I really don't.
Yeah,
I
we
think
know
they're.
that.
I think they're just. I think they're desperately trying to hold on to the IP. And here's the deal: we've heard so much about the agreement between Sony and whatever the contract was originally when they bought all the the rights to Spider-Man, the characters like that. Like, there's been so much that's come out. We don't truly know what the real contract is, right? But what's interesting to me is if they are trying to do this, I'm sitting here like, I'll say the same thing I've always said. Like, Sony, just let Marvel use all the characters. You don't got to sell them the rights back. Whatever deal you made for Spider-Man, make it with the rest of the characters. You'll make more money that way. I promise you'll make more money than doing Morbius and Madam Web the way you did.
Yeah.
Right? I don't...
Just laughable. For 2023, 2024, 2020, it's laughable, man.
It is, and it's just like, it's kind of like you said, it's like they're trying to like almost go against Marvel. It's like the MCU. It's like, come on, guys, you can't. Like,
yeah, why would you do all these villain movies back to back to back like this?
Well,
like,
and that's
what's
that's
the
when
strategy?
that's when people say they have to keep the rights, right? There's like, you have to do X amount of movies within a certain time to keep the rights to it. And like, yeah, maybe. And I think at some point in time, like a part of the contract got leaked or something like that. And I did read that it was like they have to release like a Spider-Man movie every 2 years or so, or they lose the property, something like that, right? So maybe that's what they're doing. But they, like, what pisses me off the most was they were manipulative with Madam Web. They really made it seem like the Spider-Woman and stuff were like going to be in suit, in being Spider-Woman in a lot of the movie. And it was like, what, 20 seconds or something like that.
That was clickbait at the biggest level.
Entirely. But what's crazy is Dakota Johnson said, like, the script that she saw when she said yes to the movie was nothing like what the final product was. And I still maintain this belief that somebody kind of tricking people into thinking they are part of the MCU.
Yeah.
I don't know, right? That is my personal opinion. I'll just say, to avoid Sony, leave me alone. But
dude, it's real easy. This is so easy, and I don't understand. I don't have to have a master's degree in business or anything. I don't have to have any years in the film industry or anything. Sometimes it comes down to common sense, and it's real simple. Kevin Feige calls Sony and says, hey, we want to use X character. We're going to bring him into the fold. You just say yes, and you sit back and you watch the money
and you make
print.
money.
You watch the money print.
That is what I've been saying. Just whatever deal you made for Spider-Man, do it with every character that you own the right to.
Do you think they're on some type of power trip with this?
So what's interesting, I think yes, because they recently announced that they're not going to bring back the writers for that who wrote the Across the Spider-Verse series. They're not bringing them back. Well, they were supposed to do Spider-Man Noir, and now they're not. And I'm sitting there like,
why?
Why would you, like, the best thing that's ever really come from Sony is those Spider-Verse movies. They're great. They're fantastic. So I don't know. So Dakota Johnson, Madam Web, she did also say that the studio is literally ran by figures and that the officers of the company have zero idea what the fans want. And I 100% believe that. But I also don't know how you look at numbers from like Morbius and stuff and go, oh yeah, we know what they want.
What's going to happen when they lend Spider-Man for Spider-Man 4 to the MCU? It's going to make $1 billion.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
maybe 2.
Yeah.
Who knows?
They should just, I've said it for a while now, license the rights to them, collect a paycheck. It'll be better than anything you've done. Redo the contract that says you don't have to make Spider-Man movies every 2 years or whatever. But by lending these characters to the MCU, you fulfill whatever it is to maintain the rights to Spider-Man. And honestly, they should stop making Spider-Verse movies, not Into the Spider-Verse animated ones, because I love those. But they should just stop with the Morbius and
the Madam Web,
the Madam Web.
Craven,
Stop. And then just like, if you really wanted to, start a new universe.
Start fresh.
5 years down the road.
Yeah.
Pull a
I
DCU.
agree.
Yeah.
Speaking of bad movies, and I can't attest to this on a level of, I haven't seen it, I haven't watched it, but I've seen trailers, I've seen clips, and I've seen the mass exodus of fans saying that it's trash. Borderlands movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I have heard that. Like,
so let's give opinions as two guys that have not watched it, but just off the pulse of what we've seen and everything we've digested with it, what happened and why. And I'm going to start. It is I hate to do this. They pulled a partial Acolyte. And here's the problem. Here's the problem. These directors, whatever directors that get into these situations with Borderlands or any other movie they've done in the past, they look at the source material, they look at the community, they look at the lore, the canon, and then for some reason they feel empowered that their ideas are better. Well, that's cool in the Borderlands universe, but wouldn't it be really cool if it was like this instead of this, even though it's established like this and the fans love this? And that's exactly what happened to Borderlands. Borderlands should have been a rated R, gory Deadpool movie. That's what Borderlands is. It's raw. It's visceral. It's dark out there in those video games. It's funny, but it is a dark comedy. It is raw. And they make it PG-13, and they add all kinds of stuff that has nothing to do with the lore or the canon of Borderlands. And what's going to happen? The fans, you get these fans excited for anything. Live action, Lilo and Stitch, Sonic, whatever it is. You get the fans that are passionate about it, and they're like, oh my God, they're bringing this to the big screen. And then you shit on them because you're not respecting them as fans.
Yeah.
You're not respecting the reason they're fans. You're not respecting the creators of that IP when you decide to go off on your own and make it your movie. For whatever reason, they feel they have to be cute or smarter than the next guy or edgy to make it their own, to get a step up as a director. I don't know. I don't know what goes through their head, but they ruined it. And I haven't even watched the movie. And I can confidently tell you that you will not see Borderlands 2. And hopefully Borderlands 4, whatever the reveal we just got for the next video game, gets everybody back on track and they enjoy that part of the universe, because, yeah, that was a lot.
Hey, this is what we're here for, right? Truth. Wes has something to say.
Yep. Okay. It is sad, the fact that like the movie came out and then you got Randy Pitchford, who like had to do an apology tour and reveal Borderlands 4 like immediately after the flop.
Is that why we got it revealed so fast?
Oh, 1,000%. Like he was, I don't know if you heard about the controversy with that, but it's a whole thing. I'll show you guys later. But he was like blocking like dedicated YouTubers for criticizing the movie. And it wasn't even a movie that he did.
Oh wow!
Like this, like I watched it and it went off. Like don't watch. I honestly don't watch it if you're a fan of Borderlands. Just hold Borderlands 2 in high regard and just keep it there and don't watch the movie.
Did it even resemble a Borderlands universe?
I mean, there was some like Jack Black is cool. Like you know, like
I would expect Claptrap to be the bright point.
Yeah.
What about Kevin Hart? How did Kevin Hart fit in there?
It was like really dry. Like it was not like it wasn't funny. It was like it was an attempt, but yeah, no.
It's PG-13. You can't do that. It has to be Deadpool level.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think what it is like I genuinely think that if the Borderlands team, Randy Pitchford and his like creative heads would have been more involved with the movie, and you know, put his vision into the film, then it would have been better. But
you mean the people that created Borderlands?
Precisely. Like, I mean, look at the success of shows like
that'd be a reach.
Wild concept, right? Look at the success of like Fallout. Like the reason it was successful is because you had the creative people that knew the source material. Comes down to that.
Because it ran parallel with the source material and they added their own little creative liberties that didn't F up the universe that the fans love. That's why Fallout was successful. And because wasn't it gory? Like I know Wes
Oh,
or
big time.
Warren doesn't like gory, but Fallout's raw. Have you watched it, Warren?
Oh,
No.
Warren, you got to watch it. It's really good.
It's really good.
It's hard because, and this is the same thing for Borderlands. I've never played the games.
That's
So
fair.
This is
That's
off
also
topic
fair.
real quick, but it's kind of on topic. Do you get like queasy when you watch like gory movies and stuff? Is it a you get nauseous, or is it just
No, it's just like
What
I really
is
don't. I
it?
just don't like it.
what
I'm like,
what give me a reaction?
I
like,
do. I'm like, ugh, like something like that. Like even in some parts in the beginning of Deadpool Wolverine, I'm like, oh. I just don't like it. I don't get sick.
Does it bother you?
It bothers me. I don't get
bothers you,
sick,
okay.
but it bothers me. I'm like, so. But I mean, from what? So I haven't seen Borderlands,
Me either.
but I've like Jeremy Johns did I love him. He's great. He did a review of it, and I was like, okay, I probably don't need to see the movie. Like, I think it comes down to the same reasons why other things have failed recently. It's bad writing.
Acolyte.
Yep. So this is why I said the Acolyte's bad writing. And there is what you talked about. For anything that's not an original IP, like you mentioned Sonic, and I'll say the Super Mario Brothers movie, like there's a reason they do so well is because they stay true to what we already know about it. And they do have some twists put on there, but they don't really deter too much from what we already know and love. Here's the thing, like if you already have a fan base for something and it's very much loved already, give fans what they love already.
Fan
You
service,
can make
baby.
that creative, right? And I think so that might be like one of the biggest things about directing and writing and producing or something like that, like because people, they view it as an art, right?
Mhm.
And so maybe that gets just too much in there of somebody trying to leave their mark on something, right? Which is fine as long as you still understand why fans are going to want to watch the movie. And if you don't give fans that reason, it doesn't matter.
Fan service, payoff moments. I think the MCU, that was one of their special sauce things, is they figured out how to
I mean, Steve
create
Rogers
payoff
had
moments in
Captain.
fan service.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they-
Steve
but
Rogers,
they-
Thor's hammer, and
Yeah, but we're talking fan service and payoffs that sometimes could take years
Oh yeah.
to get, and it captures that special moment. And I just think it goes right over some of these people's heads. It also goes back to a lot of these upper heads aren't in reality, which we
Right.
talked about on episode
No,
1.
they're not.
So
Yeah.
it is. Let's talk about something cool and positive, because I feel I don't know. I'm like angry. The first 28 minutes of this,
But a lot of people feel the same way. And
No,
again, if you liked it, cool,
passionate.
great, awesome, happy for you. And I haven't seen the Borderlands. I don't know. One of my best friends loves the game. Was really excited about the movie. I don't want to tell him anything, right? Because I don't want him to go in with the idea that it's bad.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have put out there that it's bad. So
I love the games, and I'm really frustrated that I probably am not going to go watch it at the movie theater because it's just not worth it.
everything goes quick to streaming now. But anyways, yep.
RDJ has spoken about why he's returning, why he's going to take the role of Dr. Doom, and let's talk about it.
No, I don't believe him.
Okay.
I don't believe he's Victor. I think they're setting us up still.
You think he's lying? Just flat out lying. He's Andrew Garfielding us.
He's Andrew Garfield. Yeah, and I'll always
Okay.
say, like, it sounds weird to say he's lying, right? Because I'm not like, that son of a gun, like
Right,
he's
right,
lying.
right.
Like, you know what I mean? I think they do it for suspense, for surprise.
Mhm.
You know, I'm not mad at it, but I don't believe he's Victor. How do you cast the same person who played Iron Man and not have him be a variant? And I guess you could argue Deadpool and Wolverine spoilers. Chris Evans, same actor playing two different characters, the Human Torch and Captain America, obviously. But I believe the conversation went how he said it went. I believe everything is true about that, except for the fact where Kevin Feige specifically said Victor Von Doom.
Okay. Well,
I think he comes
time
back
will
as a
tell.
Stark variant. And I think story-wise, it would be a lot better to have him be a Stark variant as well. And I did a video when this first came out, where I basically put my theory out there and said, hey, and we talked about this a little bit last time, so I won't talk too much about it, but hey, if he's a Tony Stark variant, that opens it up for a real Victor Von Doom to come after this little soft reboot that happens after Secret Wars. And a lot of people said, okay, you know what? After hearing this, I'm okay with this now.
I said
some
that
people
on
still
episode 1.
right.
I agree.
And,
it makes sense. I like it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hold true to my guns here. I really do think he's gonna play a Tony variant, and I think if he doesn't, it can obviously still work. Might complicate things a little
we
bit
can put
more,
in the title now, RDJ lies.
So
whatever.
No, I already did that in the thumbnail.
Called out by Cosmic Wonder.
I already did a video that said, "Is he lying?" right in the thumbnail. So
question mark.
Yeah, and again, I don't think he's doing it like maliciously. I think
they all lie. They literally are. Jacob.
Gosh, and again, Multiverse podcast canceled after 2 episodes.
We didn't even make it through 2 episodes.
Yeah, right.
Okay, let's stick with lies. It's amazing how the internet latches onto something that's not even true, and there is no proof. And resident leaker, My Time to Shine, hello, got right in the middle of it the other day.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Sydney Sweeney, was rumored to be playing Black Cat in Spider-Man 4, and My Time to Shine, hello, was the source, but they quote tweeted that person and said, we never said that. That never happened.
Yeah.
And then it literally trended on Twitter. And that got erased. Like, you couldn't even see that. It was just article after article. Sydney Sweeney to be Black Cat. Sydney Sweeney joining the MCU. Sydney Sweeney, are they going to let her in after Madam Web?
I mean, I did a video on it. But
you did a video?
Yeah, but I stipulated like, hey, it's a rumor. It's not, this is not confirmed. But I also linked it back to before there was a rumor that was going to happen as well, right? And I just thought in my mind, like, if this were true, I just thought that, you know what, maybe she wants a little redemption. Maybe she thought she was going to be in the MCU before, going to play like a Spider-Woman or something like that. And maybe after the atrocity that was Madam Web, she actually wants to do it right and maybe wants to jump in. And she's a really big actress right now. And I think Marvel would be stupid not to jump on that, to get her in it. But yeah, it is interesting how trending works.
Oh yeah. Completely made up, but trended everywhere.
Which has happened a lot. But anyways, what?
You just said she's huge.
Yeah.
Like she's everywhere.
Yeah.
Marvel would be stupid not to have her. I think it's a mistake to cast her because she's Sydney Sweeney to be Black Cat. I think, I don't know.
Well, I'm never
for. She's blonde, and I've seen all the fan castings, and I've seen the AI, and I've seen she looks as Black Cat and all of that. But if they're just going to cast her because she's Sydney Sweeney,
right?
That doesn't mean she's going to knock it out as Black Cat.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Madam Web was a shit show, and you can't really blame it on any of the actors or actresses.
Yeah.
I didn't attach to her.
Well, they didn't do it, her character, like the nerdy thing, right? Like it was all bad. And again, I don't.
So we just throw that out. We said that didn't happen.
Okay. Yeah, it's the same thing with the Acolyte though. Like, I don't blame the actors in that at all.
If they cast her, it's gonna pop. Obviously, that's bring in so many people. I just want them to cast the right person.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I'm never for like the Taylor Swift and Deadpool thing. Like, I'm like, I mean, maybe, but I'm like, don't do it just to do it. Like, have it be good. And it's the same thing. Like, if you're gonna cast Sydney Sweeney, like, bring her in, have her read, make sure she's right for the part. If she is, if it works, cast her.
It's not just reading the part. It's what is her dynamic and chemistry with Holland.
Right. Yeah.
Because every Black Cat storyline is her seducing Spider-Man, pretty much. I mean, it's in there somewhere for the most part.
Right. So I don't know. I think that would actually be pretty cool. I'd like to see her and Tom Holland.
You're going to get that friction. If Black Cat is in Spider-Man 4, Spider-Man 5, it is there. It is there. She is there strictly for the friction to cause between him and MJ.
But MJ has no idea who he is.
And right now.
Yeah.
But I promise you, Black Cat is there as a wedge.
Yeah, and
Almost every
I'm fine
storyline
for
I've
it.
ever read.
I'm fine for it. Yeah, yeah. Oh no,
So,
totally. Yeah.
Do you think? I mean, Tom Holland, Sydney Sweeney.
I think so. I would like to see it actually.
All right.
I'd like to see it.
Okay, real quick, guys. We have some breaking news. According to Discussing Film, all merchandise for the Acolyte has been removed from Disney's online store.
They're Thanos snapping it.
Dude,
Are they really getting? They're just purging it.
I think
Are they acting like it never existed? Are they going to pull it from Disney Plus next?
It might get pulled from Disney Plus next. Yeah, that's what people are commenting. Like, that's actually wild.
So I'm sitting there wondering, Bob Iger said a lot of stuff recently about, you know, storytelling first. We're not doing messaging anymore, blah, 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 blah. I wonder if he just made the call.
Put the hammer down.
Yeah.
I mean, think about the power
Wow.
to be able to allow something into existence in canon and then
Remove it.
It's gone.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, our buddy on TikTok is going to be so upset.
Yo,
He's
you
not
guys
gonna
better
be able
buy
to get
that
his
now.
That is
Buy the merch.
crazy.
Go to eBay.
Yeah,
Stock up.
I see it here.
We should do a giveaway for
when you
Acolyte.
search the Acolyte, no results found on the Disney store.
Wow.
Then there was for sure stuff on there before.
Yeah, I mean, that's apparently.
That's crazy.
Okay,
I didn't look at it.
Let's
crazy.
take the positive. The positive is they realize.
Yeah.
And maybe this is we touched the stove and it was really hot and we know that burns and we're not going to do that again. We're just going to stick with what works.
Let me see something here.
It was a weird analogy, but
I mean, okay, so no. Here's the deal, right? And here's my takeaway. The Rotten Tomato audience score is 18%. That means the majority of people didn't like it.
yeah, I don't go much off the critic score, but if
It's
the
not,
audience
I don't
score-
care about the critic score.
Yeah.
I know a lot of critics. Trust me, I don't care about the critic score. Some are awesome people, but the average popcorn meter is 18%, which
Yeah, it's
is
bad.
crazy. All audience, 18%. I mean, look, it was, for the majority of people, it was a miss, right? For the people who liked it, sorry you don't get season 2, but you better buy what you can in the meantime.
Stricken from existence.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
That is
wow.
kind of wild.
I haven't
All
heard
right,
that before.
hit or miss. Voice behind the curtain. It is time. The segment where we just do it.
We do it. Okay,
just do
guthis is hit or miss. Essentially,
Hit or
what we're
miss,
gonna
hit or
do,
miss, hit or miss.
we're gonna go through the list, and you guys are gonna tell me if something is hit or miss. I'm gonna just announce it, and let's get it going. Okay, so hit or miss the CGI in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Hit.
Partial miss.
There's one part.
Do not ignore Wolverine in front of the bus.
That was the only
on.
thing I was gonna say. Though there's one
The
bad
only
part.
thing that was like 12 seconds of him doing this.
Yeah, it was weird. I'll give you that, but
That's a massive miss.
that's the one part of one movie. I did think though,
Okay.
I was like, oh, that does not look good.
You are making a movie that gets seen by 1,000 different people at 1,000 different levels of post-production and pre-production and post-pre-production and all of these editors. You've seen the credits roll. There are thousands of people involved in these movies to make sure meticulously every second is accounted for. He sits there and does the Mortal Kombat Bob for 12 seconds.
Yeah. No, I'm not arguing with you. It's not. Yeah, it doesn't look the best, but
It's a miss.
it didn't really take away from the whole movie for me though. I didn't really consider that like a big climax moment either, to be perfectly honest.
Was it CGI, Warren?
Yeah.
Was it a miss?
Overall, no. That part, yeah.
Was it a miss?
No. Are you talking about that specific? Oh, that moment, yes.
Was that moment in Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yes, but that doesn't make the whole movie a miss.
This is an interrogation, bro.
Yeah, jeez. No, I know what I'm saying.
nervous.
That part was a miss. Overall, the movie was a hit.
Yes, officer.
With the CGI.
All right, so we disagree. I think it was a miss. You can't miss that. If you miss a half of a second or a second, okay, whatever. Or you leave a Starbucks cup on a Game of Thrones thing. That's crazy. It was like 12 seconds. He
Yeah.
sat there forever. All right,
And
move
even
on.
when they jumped out of the glass, it looked bad. But yeah, anyways, next one.
Okay, next one. Hit or miss. The MCU Daredevil Born Again show.
I think it's gonna be a hit.
All things are trending towards it being a hit, especially if it's going to be. Who said one of the actors said it's going to be even darker than the Netflix series.
Ooh,
Interesting.
Yeah, I saw that the other day. I don't. The darker it goes, the better it's going to be.
I think it's gonna be a hit.
Yeah, hit.
okay, fair enough. Okay, hit or miss. Marvel movies being rated R going forward.
100% hit.
Hit. Like
Don't
Blade.
be scared anymore. Yeah. Now, if it makes sense, make it rated R. You don't have to force everything to be rated R. But if there's a story to tell and you can tell it with no strings
You
attached,
can take
tell
off the
story.
limits. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing is that like if PG-13 is gonna limit it, they'll make it rated R. And I think Feige has a good handle on that. So I say hit.
That's fair. I feel like Disney Plus
hold
definitely
on.
helped that.
Let's take that to the next level. Any rated R movies left in the multiverse saga?
Maybe Blade. Depending when it, when
In
they're gonna
2050.
Yeah, right.
So
If Blade comes
no
out,
other.
Blade, but no other rated R movies, no.
Would they dare make Secret Wars rated R?
No. You can't. You can't.
Why?
You limit it like crazy. You limit the
Says
box
who?
office like crazy.
Says who? Deadpool and Wolverine's going to do $2 billion when it's all said and done. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but imagine if all the little kids who wanted to go see it and all the parents who can only go see movies with their kids.
You're saying it's too much if Doctor Strange dies and then it's rated R and we see him get his head lobbed off?
Yeah.
Okay, next one, guys. Hit or miss. And not to beat a dead horse, but the Acolyte being canceled. I feel like it's a meme at this point.
Half this show has been about the Acolyte.
Here's my honest opinion. I just don't care.
No one does. Apparently, Disney doesn't even care.
I don't
That's
care.
even worse. That is even more of a low blow than you saying that it was a hit, that it was canceled. You taking it above that.
I guess so. I don't.
A thumbs up that it was canceled, right? But you saying I don't even care to
It
respond.
doesn't bug me either way. Like whatever. I don't like.
You don't even have the passion or emotion to say.
No,
hit or
I have
miss,
no attachment to the show whatsoever. That it's just no. I don't.
That's great.
I mean, dude, at this point, it's like a hit. It's a punch. It's a kick in the teeth. Like, okay, guys. Next up, hit or miss. Marvel Phase 5.
Hit. Maybe.
He said maybe.
Guardians, Deadpool, and Wolverine. But then you have the Marvels and
all the Disney Plus shows.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm gonna say it's been a bigger miss than hit so far.
Nah, I think it's a hit. It's not like a crazy big hit, but I think it's a hit. I've enjoyed it.
But it's enough to bring RDJ back,
That's
I mean, who knows what Marvel thought? We should ask them this question. Phase 5, hit or miss? Miss, that's why you brought RDJ back.
I mean, I have a feeling we'll get some comments on that one.
Yep. Okay, next up, guys. Hit or miss. Batman versus Superman. The movie.
The movie?
Yep.
I think it was a hit. I enjoyed it.
I liked it. Yeah, it was a
it.
hit for me.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I liked it. Don't ask me about the Justice League, but I liked it.
I didn't mind the Justice League.
I like the Snyder cut. I like the Snyder cut. The
Snyder cut's
really
good.
Yeah. I think the Snyder cut has one of the best superhero scenes of all time with the Flash.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It was really solid. Okay, next up, guys. Hit or miss. And we reacted to this last time. You guys probably watched it already if you're watching this episode, but the Craven trailer.
I'm gonna be the bummer here. I feel like it was a miss, and here's why. Not because it was a bad trailer, because it's another Sony property that feels lifeless. I'm not connected to Craven. I don't really care about the story at this point. I'm here to tell you it's probably not going to do well in the box office. I know that's a shocker for everybody. It'll have some really cool action sequences. It'll have some crazy like fight scenes and animalistic stuff. At the end of the day, when I walk out of the theater, I'm not going to be attached to it and I'm not invested in it.
It's a miss because I didn't watch the trailer and feel super excited about it. I wasn't attached to it at all, and I don't have faith in Sony. So,
and the gore, you didn't like the gore part.
Yeah, I mean that was whatever, but I just every time like I'll randomly go back and watch old Marvel trailers for like the Avengers and stuff, and I get like choked up sometimes.
Dude,
I felt
Age of Ultron first trailer.
Yeah. Or like in game
to that.
when Tony is, in space and you're like, oh, is he gonna die? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I felt nothing for Craven.
So
nothing that
be
made me
labeled
like
as
super
Marvel
excited
fanboys.
about it.
We
I
are
mean, I'm
so
the
gonna be
biggest
labeled as
Marvel fanboy out there, but I'm realistic.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay, next one, guys. Hit or miss. Rings of Power, the Amazon show.
You got to be
Tread
careful with
lightly.
this because we know, tread lightly with the voice behind the curtain here. Has potential to be a hit in season 2. Can I say that?
First season was a miss. I'll say it. I love Lord of the Rings. I was kind of bored. And don't get me wrong, I understand
you have to set the backstory.
setting it up and everything, and I'm
Yeah,
really
you gotta set
excited
up.
for season 2. Kind of bored. Miss.
Fair. Well, that's all I have, yes.
All right.
That was another segment of Wes trying to get us canceled. And moving on.
What are you talking about?
He's kidding.
Let's
And he's out.
Let's do some top 5s. You
Okay.
and me, Warren.
Got him.
I have my notes.
I've got mine.
And just really quick to anybody watching this on YouTube or listening on Spotify, Apple, wherever you are taking this in, you guys, if you can leave a comment, interact with us. We are going to be reading all the comments. They may make it on shows. If you have questions or things you want us to talk about, definitely get involved, especially since we just launched, because like I said, we're going to read every single comment. Yeah. And you guys could end up being a part of the show, or you could end up making a segment happen or us talking about something or a debate. So definitely be interactive. All right. Top 5. You're going to give me your top 5. I'm going to give you mine. We'll start at 5, go back and forth all the way down to 1. Okay. I'm going to pick on you probably for the rest of our multiverse career together.
Horror stuff?
Because you don't like horror movies. And
I don't.
Horror is a big part of pop culture. So, top 5 horror movie villains of all time. I'll go first. At number 5, I'm going to go with I'm gonna couple 2 together. I'm gonna go Freddy and Chucky together.
Okay.
As my number 5 duo. And if that's cheating, I don't care. It's my list.
Okay. I don't know if you're expecting some sort of reaction from me, but like, I don't care.
What's your number 5?
Ghostface.
Oh my God, you put Ghostface on the.
You're talking to a guy with limited viewing experience for horror films. I've probably not actually seen a horror film, but more like a slash film. I don't know.
One day, can we like make it a thing?
No,
and we'll
I'm not gonna
fly
watch
out and
anything.
meet,
No.
and we'll go watch one together.
Nope.
Never.
Nope. I have nightmares. Is the problem?
What if we do some kind of thing where we say when we hit 1 million subs?
No.
Dang it. At number 4, Hannibal Lecter.
Okay, he's on my list too. He
At
was
number 4?
at number.
Well, don't tell me.
Oh.
You're supposed to count down. There's supposed to be anticipation of me not knowing.
Okay, well, good choice.
What's your number 4?
Bruce the Shark from Jaws. Like I said, I have very limited horror viewing experiences.
Wes,
so.
I can't take this seriously.
I'm trying to go off of what I've seen.
Bruce the Shark. At number 3, Pennywise. Pennywise the Clown.
That's a good one. I didn't even think about it. I don't think I've seen it though. Maybe the old one, but not the new one. Definitely have it. 3, Jigsaw.
Okay. Yeah, I figured you.
That's decent, right? I've seen the first Saw movie. That's
You're going with very safe generic picks.
I've gone with
besides
what
the
I've
shark.
seen. I'm trying to say what I've actually seen, not like, oh yeah, I know who Freddy Krueger is. Let me throw him in there.
Okay. All right. Number 2 for me, and this is hard between number 1 and 2, and it could go back and forth for a lot of people. Number 2, I've got the man you don't know, Jason Voorhees.
And yeah, I thought I'll put him on the list, but I knew you would.
Yeah, I have to. He's iconic.
So for number 4, I have Hannibal Lecter, but I will go ahead and I'll throw in like a hyphenated Leatherface in there.
Leatherface.
Chainsaw Massacre.
Well, so watch when we're done, because I have honorable mentions, because I take this seriously, and I'm a passionate fan of this.
I'm going off what I've seen, right? So it's not like I'm not Googling the top whatever crap and then I put it on my list.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the effort.
So that is me taking
Bruce
it
the
seriously.
Shark. Yeah.
You going swimming near sharks anytime soon?
Oh my God.
No, because you're thinking of Bruce the Shark.
At number 1, Michael Myers for me. Hands down.
I figured.
Who's your number 1? Do you have a number 1?
Yeah. I don't know if you'd call it horror, but Patrick Bateman. American Psycho, Christian Bale.
Okay.
I think that's a pretty good one.
I'll give you that one.
I think it's an iconic character.
Jack Torrance from The Shining. Here's Johnny. Pinhead.
Okay.
Pinhead. Leatherface. I had Leatherface on there.
Yeah.
Annabelle, the doll. And I did put honorable mentions for Ghostface and Jigsaw, just because they didn't deserve to be like in the top list like you put them. Both of them.
They've both been dragged out for a while.
They have been dragged out.
Not that I know anything about the movies. I haven't seen anything past like 1, but still.
This next one you can relate to. We're each going to give our top 5. What is it? Best movie foods.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna go with the best things you can get at a movie theater. That we're not gonna do drinks, but anything goes with candy or food.
Okay. This is a passionate subject of mine.
Yeah, you can get this.
Eating at the movie theater.
Eating at the movie theater
is a big thing for me. I love it. It's part of the experience for me.
Absolutely. Number 5 for me is nachos with extra cheese, and you have to have jalapenos on the side.
Oh, you have to have jalapenos. I don't do jalapenos. It's not
the same. It doesn't hit the same if you don't have the little cut up jalapenos.
I like it. 5, cookie dough bites.
Okay.
I love me some cookie dough bites.
All right. There's a rare occasion, but every once in a while, I'll grab a cookie dough bite. At number 4, pizza. Now, hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Hear me out. It can be the shittiest pizza.
Oh yeah, totally.
For me, I don't care.
I get it, dude. No, you don't gotta
make it in the little oven toaster right there. Whatever.
Those little tiny pizzas. Don't get me wrong.
Almost
I'll eat them.
Better for me if it's the crappy pizza. I'm serious.
It's like people always give me crap for liking Little Caesars. They're like, so crappy. I'm like, yeah, but
dude, they're crazy bread fresh.
Good. Like exactly. That's the thing. It's like hit or miss if you get it fresh or not. And that can be the same way at the movie theater, right?
Yeah. All right. My number 4 is pizza.
Okay, my number 4 is nachos.
Okay.
Extra cheese. I don't do jalapenos, but yeah.
Don't do jalapenos. All right. Number 3 for me is a good pretzel, and it is very dangerous to order a pretzel at a movie theater, because if it's not fresh, if it's not soft,
you never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, I mean, if it's fresh and soft and buttered, and it's got the big salt on it, like
a lot of yeah, totally. So good. Yeah, you don't gotta say I got it. Well, number 3 for me, and this might be very specific to my theater, but chicken tenders. They come with these things called JRs, which are basically like fry wedges, like thinly cut. Oh, some of the best chicken tenders ever. Just, they're so good. And it's funny because I always tell people I go to the movies with who haven't been with me to that specific theater, I'm like, you have to get chicken tenders. And they're always like, dude, these are amazing.
I like it. Number 2, Butterfinger bites. And most movie theaters don't have them. I usually have to sneak them in.
Gotcha. Yeah, those are good. Yeah, I don't think I see those. Well, number 2 for me is the Reese's little things.
Okay.
Like they're like M&Ms, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't know what they're
They
called.
look like an M&M. The Reese's
But
Pieces.
yeah, but they're not the cups. They're not
No,
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Reese's
Yeah,
Pieces.
yeah.
Those are good.
Yeah.
My number one is a combo, and it is popcorn and M&M combo. Popcorn has to be fresh. I do not put extra butter on my popcorn. I just like the popcorn salted as they salt it, and then I get the big bag of M&Ms, and I will pour the M&Ms in the popcorn, and then I will just pick. And
So that is my number 1 and 2. Reese's is number 2, but I eat it with my number 1 popcorn.
popcorn.
I am the person who's like, put all the butter on it and put all the salt on it. Even after they're like, do you want butter on it? I'm like, yeah, they give it to me. I'm like, where's the butter machine? Put more on it, pour a bunch of salt on it. I love it.
I feel like it gets too heavy with too much
You
butter on
pay
it.
for it after, stomach wise, but in the moment.
What
it's
about
so
the
good.
powdered butter? You know what I'm talking about? Like the sprinkled popcorn topping butter?
Yeah,
Where you can get the
No,
cheddar?
like the cheddar and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What about powder instead of the liquid?
I've had the flavoring, but not like powdered
So
butter.
you go and you put it.
Oh
in
no,
the
it's
butter
liquid
thing
every
and
time. And
liquid
sometimes I put a
butter.
straw in it and put the butter down so it goes to the bottom. Oh yeah.
I've never thought about
Luckily,
that.
there's one guy at the theater who knows me, who knows my channel, everything like that. He knows that, and he works the counter. If I order popcorn, he'll put like a quarter of it in, butter it, another quarter of it in, butter it, another quarter of it in, butter it, and then I
It's like that-
still go put more butter on it.
That
after.
popcorn guy that went viral, that like spins it around. And
Oh
gets it
right,
to
yeah.
you.
But
All
to me, like everybody who's really close to me knows that like I will eat a whole tub of popcorn. I've eaten 2 whole tubs of popcorn in a movie in one sitting before. I love popcorn.
Yep.
And to me, it's part of the movie because I watch the
It
movie
is.
and I just eat popcorn.
It is part of the
Yeah,
experience, man.
with
All
the
right.
Reese's in it. With the Reese's in it.
Absolutely. Well, M&Ms for me.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Final top 5 list. The top 5 non-MCU Marvel movies.
This was kind of a kick to the shins too, because you said no Spider-Man.
And then I added in there, you cannot do Spider-Man because let's be honest, our list would mostly comprise of Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
Because Across the Spider-Verse would be there. The original, I don't know
Oh.
if you like in the Amazing, all those.
I
Those
have.
would all be fair
I
game.
didn't realize that. I have Spider-Verse 1 in mine. I thought you just
can't,
meant the
it's
original.
Spider-Man.
I guess so. Yeah.
No, you got to
Okay.
switch it on the fly. You're gonna have to come up with something for number 1. All right, at number 5, and I know I gave him crap for his Deadpool cameo because I said he was too old and it didn't hit the mark.
Yeah.
But the original Blade at number 5 for me, when it came out, he was pretty badass.
Yeah. Sorry, now I'm just thinking. No, I'm thinking if I want to throw Blade in at my number 5 now, or Blade Trinity, because that was Ryan Reynolds. I could appreciate the old Blade movies, and I appreciated the Wesley Snipes cameo a lot. Made me happy. I'm gonna throw Blade Trinity at number 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 4 for me is X-Men First Class.
Okay. I think a lot of those movies get too much hate.
I agree.
So yeah. 4 for me was Across the Spider-Verse. But now we're gonna do Fantastic Four 2005.
Really?
Oh yeah, I love that movie. I don't care what people say. I love that movie.
Okay. All right. At number 3 for me is the original Deadpool.
Okay. Number 3 for me is Deadpool 2.
I thought Deadpool 2 is the weakest of the 3.
Which is why it's at number 3 and not number 1 or 2.
Oh, you put 2 Deadpools on. At number 2, I do not understand why this movie does not get more love. X-Men Days of Future Past. It is the story, the premise, him going back to the 70s, everything about this. I've seen this movie probably 10 times. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. I want to replace Blade with the original X-Men movie.
Okay.
Just because I know some people are like, go rewatch it again. It's not as good as you thought it was. I'm like, yeah, I rewatched it before Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, maybe it's just the nostalgia, but I like it. So that's 5 for me. I'm going to remove Blade.
Okay.
But number 2 for me is Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Yep.
Number 1 for me, Logan.
Number 1 for me, Logan. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Totally.
That's our.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, we did good. We didn't do good on the horror one, but
I thought it was great.
We did good on the
crushed
movie
it.
food.
You were a little weak there.
I don't know. All right.
Bruce the Shark.
Random question.
Bruce the Shark.
you can time travel, but the stipulation is you can only time travel back to one movie theater moment and experience it again in the movie theater, tricking yourself like it's the first time experiencing it. What's it going to be?
Oh,
I know there's going to be some easy knee jerk like thoughts. I know Endgame's going to pop up, Infinity War, but think deeper. Is there any other moments that you just were like captured by the magic?
dude, honestly, like it's gonna sound kind of cliche, I guess, right now, but like Deadpool and Wolverine, when Elektra and Blade and Gambit came out, I don't know why, but I was like, I really was blown away. Like I had you're talking like I'm a guy who talks about Marvel every single day, and I talk about like leaks and stuff every single day. I knew about Elektra. I heard the stuff about Blade, Channing Tatum. Like I have a thumbnail from an old video before Deadpool and Wolverine came out with Deadpool in the middle, Channing Tatum's Gambit on the right, Chris Evans as the Human Torch on the left. Like I knew a lot about the movie. When that happened, I was like, holy crap. Like the music that went along with it and everything. So like I want to say that, but I don't know. Like because like Spider-Man No Way Home also comes to mind. With the 3 Spider-Men, that's a big one for me. But I mean, I'm going to say the first Avengers film. The first Avengers film. When they all come together for the very first time, and there's that scene in the New York where Black Widow reloads and is circling around like, man,
it's on.
That was cinema.
Yeah, that was our cinema.
What about you?
I mean, I've told the story about watching Star Wars Empire Strikes Back with my dad when I was 5.
Yeah.
I mean, that one, but if I had to pick like a more recent when I'm an adult, mine's probably pretty cookie cutter. I don't remember a stronger sense of goosebumps than when Cap picked up Mjolnir.
Yeah, that was a big one. Yeah, no, it was crazy. But you know what? You got me thinking. I was only thinking Marvel.
Yeah, it doesn't
but
have to be
Revenge
Marvel.
of the Sith.
Oh, golly, we're going way back.
Revenge of the Sith. I remember I was 15. I went with my 15-year-old girlfriend at the time and my parents. My dad was huge into this stuff too. And just the anticipation of watching Darth Vader, Anakin go to Darth Vader.
Do you remember how hyped the movies were when the first one came out?
Yeah.
Do you remember? I mean, Star Wars was at an all-time high.
It was crazy. Yeah, no, it was crazy.
Crazy fandom time.
And that was like right when I was old enough to comprehend it all, right?
Yeah.
So
cool.
Oh, the Revenge of the Sith, though. I mean, gosh. That might be it for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you.
But I mean, honorable mentions, Endgame, of course, Spider-Man No Way Home, and Deadpool and Wolverine. It really did shake me.
And there's multiple moments in those. You say the 3
Spider-Man
together, yeah,
of course.
Or when each one is portaling in. I mean,
exactly. I was thinking that in my head. I was like, when they're swinging together and they land together, or when they come through the portals together for the first time. There's a lot of moments in cinematic superhero history that I would love to travel back and experience for the first time again.
Another one that gave me goosebumps was Thor entering Wakanda.
That one of the greatest scenes. Wes has something to say.
Snape killing Dumbledore.
Oh, I didn't. I'm so limited. Or when Aragorn's like for Frodo and they run.
Also.
Oh, there's so. See, I'm so.
We're over here caught in the Marvel.
I talk about Marvel
rot,
every day. Gosh, though, man, because I really am just a big fan of just like, with the exception of horror movies.
Did either of you watch? Were you old enough to watch Titanic in movie theaters?
In movie theaters, I don't think I saw it in movie theaters.
Dude, that was an emotional ride.
Really?
Yeah, like when the ship turned up on its side and broke. It was the guys are playing the violins.
The violins.
On the deck to the last
That's
moment.
A great scene, man.
Woo!
That's a great scene. What a scene.
And then when Rose murdered Jack and wouldn't let him on the piece of wood.
The door that was clearly had enough space.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
All right, Wes. I think it's time for overrated, underrated, buddy.
Okie dokie, let's get it going. Okay, so this is over under rated. It's time.
Remember, you say it first and then you count.
And then
down.
give you guys the countdown. Yeah. We got it this time. Okay,
then,
so
here, new rule. We have to immediately say it.
Okay.
Can't wait.
yeah, no
Okay.
pauses. Okay.
Right.
But it wouldn't
ready?
be me if I didn't put no.
I'll go slow on the 5. Okay. The Back to the Future trilogy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Perfectly rated.
Perfectly rated. Yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to remember.
We can do 3, 2, 1, Wes. That's a
Okay.
long count.
Well, I wanted to give you guys time, just
Oh, okay.
That I appreciate the
Perfectly
time. I
rated.
appreciate the time.
Perfectly rated.
Perfectly
One
rated.
of my top trilogies of all time. I am a super fan of Back to the Future.
Nice.
I could go watch all 3 right now and sit down and put my phone down and detach from reality.
There you go.
Love them.
There you go.
I watched it around the 4th of July for some reason. I don't know why, but it's just something about it.
They hold up,
American.
If you
They
watch
hold
the
up.
first, you got to watch the second. If you watch the
Yep.
second, you got to go back to the Wild West for the third.
There you go.
1000%.
Yeah.
Okay, next up. Overrated, underrated, San Diego Comic-Con. 3, 2, 1. Send it.
Perfectly rated.
Overrated.
Dude, some of the biggest things ever happen at San Diego Comic-Con. Not every year, but
So
huge things happen there.
I know, but everybody, I went last year.
Oh,
A lot
I
of
don't.
amazing things. I got to stand in a huge hallway with 800 people dressed as Jedi that didn't wear deodorant. It was great. It was awesome. There's a lot of stuff that there's big moments, but there's lots of backaches and feet hurt.
Yeah, I
and
don't do
lines.
really
and-
that part that well,
It's
but
part of it.
I get press stuff when I've gone recently.
I get
right.
press stuff when I've gone recently.
Well, I don't anymore.
I don't
because-
cut the-
No. This is a thing that if you're still listening, good for you right now. But Disney doesn't seem to want to work too much with YouTubers anymore. And if you are one of them, it seems like you have to be really big, really big. So like, yeah, they used to always ask like, hey, you want to go to San Diego Comic-Con? Press. Yes, I do. Designated section blocked off for you and stuff. Yeah, totally. Star Wars Celebration. Yeah, totally. I'm there. And that makes you avoid a lot of that, the kind of the bad stuff. Yeah,
It does.
So-
I had press passes, so we got to avoid some of it. But okay, San Diego Comic-Con, everybody should experience it at least once.
totally.
But there's a lot of the hype that you're in and you're doing it, and then there's a shit ton of downtime.
There
that's not
is.
hype at all.
But also it depends on like what you do. Like people
It
who
depends on
like
what you're
love
gonna focus
cosplay and stuff. Like
I
it's
know.
awesome, man.
I know.
Yeah, like, it's
you say
awesome.
that I can be the glass is half empty on that one too,
Yeah.
because these poor people that spend a year making these costumes that are 800 pounds, and they're in this place body to body, and then an hour or two later they're about to have a heat stroke. Like, I mean,
There's it's like a give and take.
I think I'm nitpicking. I think I nitpicked this one way too
There's
much. I
nothing
apologize.
like if you've ever been in a Marvel Studios Hall H, that's the
I
thing.
haven't.
It's like exactly. Not a lot of people have. I've had the pleasure of
Yeah.
attending one, but like it's crazy.
All right.
Okay, guys, let's go. We got overrated, underrated, Secret Invasion. 3, 2, 1. Send it.
It's properly rated for not
properly-
being good.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like, do I say overrated? But I was like, but I don't think a lot of
No.
people thought it was good. I think it's properly rated.
The only other take you would have is saying it's underrated. It was good, arguing against the majority, and it's not.
The first like 2 episodes were good. They had
Dude,
really
when they
had
put-
my attention.
Put the arm on.
I know. Don't even get me started.
The arm.
I know it was stupid, but like the espionage part in like the first few episodes really had me, and I thought it was really cool. And then
They were trying to go for that Andor vibe,
right.
but it didn't work.
Which if they would have stayed with it,
I agree.
yeah, but yeah, properly rated.
All right.
Okay, next up we have Cosmic Brownies.
Thought you were about to
3.
say Cosmic Wonder. Like, what are you doing?
The Cosmic Brownie Wondered. 3, 2, 1. Send it.
Underrated.
Overrated.
It's underrated. It is
Really?
absolutely underrated. Why would you go for an oatmeal cream pie or a Twinkie? Which, let's be honest, Twinkies have devolved.
I don't. Twinkies aren't as good as they used to be.
Twinkies
but
aren't what they used to
oatmeal
be.
cream pie, give me that.
Or a Star Crunch when you can have a cosmic brownie with the little
wouldn't need
sprinkles on them. A
Star
little
Crunch.
Debbie brownie hits different.
Maybe maybe I just haven't had one in a while.
They do hit diffy. I'm not gonna lie.
They do.
Okay, next up, guys. Overrated, underrated. Morbius. 3, 2, 1. Send it.
Rage bait, underrated.
Oh my gosh, properly rated.
Okay, was there anything good about the movie?
Yes. What's his face dancing?
But Jared Leto.
No, I don't like Jared Leto. Sorry.
I was about to say, I was like, are you a part of the echelon?
The guy from House of the Dragon, right? Is he not? The bad guy.
I didn't watch the show. I'm not gonna lie with you guys.
You didn't
the
watch
movie.
Morbius?
Hell no.
After all the Morbin time memes and everything?
See, that's your guys' job to watch that and tell me if it's bad or not.
It sucked. It was terrible.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Wait, hold on. No, this is gonna bug me. Matt Smith.
Matt Smith. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Fair. Next up, let's get it. In-N-Out Burger. 3, 2, 1. How did that score?
Overrated.
Overrated.
It's not good, man.
It's not bad. It's just it's a hamburger.
It's cardboard.
It's not cardboard.
It's cardboard.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
not. No,
I live in Utah, and when I first moved here, I was like, "Oh, cool, In-N-Out Burger." And the first time I tried one, I was like, "This is not." It's definitely overrated. I won't say it's super bad.
It's overrated. It's not super bad.
If anybody's ever had a Whataburger, Whataburgers are amazing. Oh, dude, are you kidding me? Whataburger's amazing. Their burgers are fantastic. Their shakes, their fries are fantastic. Nothing compared to In-N-Out is nothing compared to Whataburger. I'm not saying Whataburger has the best burger. Don't get me wrong on that. But that is my comparison, is it's way better.
In-N-Out definitely gets brownie points, cosmic brownie points for the simplicity of their menu and sticking with that.
They have a secret menu, though.
Everybody has a secret menu. That's not a big thing. The simplicity, it's a 1 stack, double stack, triple stack. That's it. You get some vanilla ice cream, milkshake, Coke, fries. I mean, it's simple.
But it doesn't taste amazing.
It's not.
and it's not cheap.
Nothing.
The prices aren't cheap.
I did a video on my TikTok yesterday. I just felt like doing a food review. So I went to Sonic and got the new Sonic Smash Burger. Just a single smash burger, a fry, and a medium drink. And it was like $13.
Holy crap. I haven't been to Sonic in a while.
Cheap.
There's not one close to me
anymore. Really quick before you move on, what's the best fast food French fry? If you get this wrong, we are done.
I say Five Guys.
I know what it is.
Five Guys.
Oh my God.
I know what it is.
What is it?
McDonald's freshly cooked.
The best French fry, if it is cooked within 10 minutes of holding and properly salted, is McDonald's. It always has been.
I'll give you that.
Will be.
I'll give you that. The problem is I typically order McDonald's from DoorDash at like 11 at night.
And it's all cold.
And it sucks.
Well, you have to have like a homie that works there to be.
Well, that's the thing. No, but I 100% agree.
The grease has to be clear.
It's
like the vegetable oil, whatever. It has to be brand new.
Yeah.
If you guys, I used to run a McDonald's. I opened a McDonald's. I was the youngest manager in our district to actually, from the ground up, hire and open one.
Nice.
Long time ago. Different world. Brand new vegetable oil, straight dumped out in the vat, properly salted the McDonald's way. There is not a French fry that hits harder.
I'll give you that. No, I will.
I'm smiling thinking about it.
But the issue is, what percentage of times will you get that when you go to McDonald's? That's the issue.
I feel like it's gone up for me.
Not for me, man.
I feel like during COVID and a little before, it was really hit or miss. And I feel like the last year or two, it's pretty consistent at my McDonald's.
So ask for no salt. Sometimes they have to like redrop it.
Make it fresh.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that's the strat. Yep.
Yes, to me, like I like you know what fry sauce is?
Yeah,
it's like a big thing here in Utah. But fry sauce is like ketchup and mayonnaise with like some other stuff combined. But actually, like one of my favorite things is McDonald's fries, separate ketchup and mayonnaise that I can dip in separately. It's like one of the greatest things ever. Yeah, so I agree with you. When it's like you said, can't beat it. But I don't ever get bad Five Guys fries.
Yeah, but it can't be. It's not the top. There's just too many arguments to be made to put Five Guys at the front. It's not.
It's more consistently at the top, was what I would say.
I want to go back to what you just said. We grew up poor. I'm talking dirt poor. Well, I'll tell you stories as down the road of how poor and what we kind of went through. Our dip, what you're talking about, it was mustard, ketchup, mayonnaise. And
There you
just
go.
mixed them all together, and that was that was our chip dip. That
So
was our
good.
French
Yeah,
fry
right?
dip.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
All right, we totally spent too much time on that
Yeah,
one.
we did.
Okay, you guys ready to offend more people? Let's go. Deep dish pizza. 3, 2, 1. Send it.
Underrated.
Properly rated.
It's underrated, and don't make the argument that it's not pizza, it's lasagna. That's not true. It's not a casserole. It's not lasagna. It's freaking pizza. I went to Chicago a couple months ago. I had it for the first time. It was amazing. I've been to New York. I've had brick oven pizza in New York, not the dollar slices out on Fifth Avenue. Or
Oh yeah, you can't do those.
No. We went to an actual
The real
authentic
ones.
Frankie's, whatever. I've had them both. They're both amazing.
Yeah, no, I think it's probably.
But it's underrated because it gets crap. People always say, "Oh no, Chicago, it's not pizza. That's lasagna." And New York.
I've never actually heard that before. I can see where they're
Oh
saying.
yeah,
that.
it's bad. Like
Wow.
Yeah.
there's a big pizza war.
Oh,
It's in the
I
secret.
love
in the shadows.
pizza. I eat all pizza, man. Like
One day, if we need to go, we
Sure.
need to take Multiverse to Chicago
Sure.
and try it out, and then go to New York.
I know I've had it before. That's why I think it's properly
No, we're
rated.
gonna
Like
do it
I like it a lot. Together's different. Yes.
We're gonna do it together.
Let's do
Okay.
it. We'll
Hey,
see
next up.
Wes in person. His face.
Heck yeah, that's my neck of the woods, dog.
Yeah. There
Can I
you
go?
go.
Okay, let's go. Matching socks. 3, 2, 1. Send it.
Overrated.
My socks always match, but
My
they're all
socks
the
don't-
same socks,
My
and you
socks
never
don't
see
match.
them because they're the
My
short
socks
ones.
don't match right now.
I mean, who cares? You're at your house. Yeah. I mean, I don't care. So okay, fine. Overrated. Yeah.
You know what's
whatever.
not overrated? What's properly rated is a fresh pair of socks.
Oh my gosh.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah, I have a lot of pairs of socks because if I use them once, they're in the hamper.
You realize that we're gonna have so much food and weird TikToks going up.
Yeah,
out of
this
this
is gonna
All
be
right.
interesting.
Yep.
Okay, next up. Titanic the movie. 3, 2, 1. Send it.
Properly
Underrated.
rated. I think it's properly rated.
It's underrated. People shit on it. They do. And
Well, there's
there's
Zoomers on TikTok.
it's one of the best told stories in live action on the big screen.
That's
It
what I
is-
thought most
it is-
people thought of it.
No, go
Really?
look. It may be the younger people.
I don't think the
But-
younger people like it, but I think
Us
like
ol-
our
us older
generations,
kids
yeah.
do. It is literally 3 different movies put into one.
Oh yeah, it's
It
crazy.
really is. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. One day we're gonna rank our all-time movies.
Agreed.
That's
Our top
tough.
10. All right. It is tough.
Conception number 1. Okay, continuing.
No,
Kool-Aid.
No, because the ending is
No,
stupid.
no.
We'll
I
get into
love
that
the
later.
movie, but I hate this ending. Anyways, go.
Okay, Kool-Aid, and this is two-parter. Okay, overrated, underrated, and then what flavor? 3, 2, 1. Send it.
Underrated.
Overrated.
Underrated. Kool-Aid's amazing.
It's overrated. It's flavored freaking water.
It's sugar water.
It's sugar water. But if you had
Yeah.
to have it, grape Kool-Aid hits the hardest.
Grape. Totally.
That's good answers. We
Here's
agree.
the
We all
problem.
agree.
Here's my problem. Any of
don't
this
all
stuff, and I
agree.
know we're supposed to we didn't all agree. We're supposed to hit these and bullet point and bam bam and make that
Right.
that really good content. I have an opinion on everything.
I
and
am
have to
passionate
learn to-
about almost
I have to-
everything.
I know.
But
We
the
literally
Acolyte.
argue about everything. Okay, go.
Okay, here we go. Luke's Death Star run. 3, 2, 1. Send it.
Properly.
Rated?
Properly rated.
It's not
Yeah.
underrated because it's one of the biggest moments ever. The only way, only other side to go is to try to argue if it's overrated.
And you'd have to be a madman to do that.
Yeah. No,
I
it's-
mean-
it's there. It's
He put that.
In the sweet
He
spot.
put that.
he used the
missile
force.
torpedo in the size of what he used to bullseye womp rats, right?
Yep.
All right.
Cinema. Okay, next up we got She-Hulk.
Ah,
3, 2, 1. Send it.
well,
It's properly rated because
it's
not
probably rated
good.
because it gets crapped on, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That goes along with Secret Invasion. Same thing.
There. I actually like She-Hulk personally.
I
But-
just couldn't get into it. I don't hate it by any means.
Okay,
I just
you have 15 seconds. Why?
I like lawyer lawyer dramas. Like there's a
But
litigious comedy.
You were in the
It's
courtroom like
like
2
Warren
times.
said. No, like
dude,
Warren
I
said,
like it.
if Secret Invasion had stuck with the Andor like noir like detective vibe, yeah, it didn't stick with lawyer drama.
Right, exactly,
Or drama.
yeah.
Fair. That's
Sorry,
fair.
I didn't even let you go 15 seconds. I'm sorry.
No, that's why I got it out quick. Okay, next up is the big one, ladies and gentlemen. Butter on movie popcorn.
Ha!
3, 2, 1, send it.
Overrated.
Underrated.
It makes
There are
it too
people like
heavy.
Jimmy.
It makes it too heavy. And this is coming from the hypocrite that just said he'll eat the crappiest pizza you put in front of him
I
at a movie
cannot
theater. So
tell
I
you
don't
how much
I can't validate myself.
I love just overly buttered popcorn. I love it.
Here's another reason why I don't. It gets
You
all
put-
over your hands.
Well, you put M&M's in, right? Of course it's gonna live.
No,
Love
but
it.
it's not buttered. No.
I
They
don't care.
it comes
Let it-
straight out of the
I-
popcorn machine. They salt it, and then they don't put butter on it.
I grab so many napkins for that reason because I just don't care. I just have
But
a bunch of
you're
napkins.
gonna have to hit your fingertips with a napkin every single time, or you're that
No,
dude
I
in the
just
movie
use
theater
one
that just
hand
goes-
the
that
entire
just
time.
goes,
No, I don't do that. I don't lick my finger. I just use one hand the entire time for popcorn. I don't switch hands. I have one hand and it just stays buttery the entire time. And then I wipe it off sometimes and I'll go to the bathroom and wash my hands. Easy.
Overrated.
Underrated.
I think it's
Guys.
properly rated.
We're at the
Perfectly
end.
balanced.
It's
Like
hot
all
seat
things
time.
should be.
Like all things.
It's hot seat time, Warren.
Oh,
You
okay.
and me.
What is that?
Mano y mano,
Oh,
pitted
no.
against each other.
Oh, no.
Intellect versus intellect. We need
That's-
some Western music.
That's generous of you to call me intelligent.
Oh, you're definitely intelligent. You are definitely intelligent. All right, guys, this is the hot seat segment where me and Warren give each other I just realized something. Am I supposed to be looking in the camera?
I don't know. I do half the time and then I look at your face on my screen half the time.
Wes, what are we supposed to do? Because I look down and I look at Warren on my monitor, but I hardly ever look at the camera.
Yeah. I look at Jimmy.
We
I'm
need
gonna
you, Wes.
I'm gonna stick with looking at Jimmy.
Sounds like you need a fancy little teleprompter that you know somebody.
No, really. Where are we supposed to look?
Does a teleprompter show
at
you faces?
at
Go
the camera.
Hold on. Go fuck yourself, Sierra. San Diego.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
I'm Ron.
Coming from the guy who said he wants to keep this podcast PG-13. You get one.
We'll cut it out. We'll get.
You get
Yeah,
you
cut
get
it out.
one. You get one in every movie, right?
No, Wes. Honest question, and you can keep it in. I don't care. Where am I supposed to look?
I don't know what to do with my
Okay,
hands.
look.
What do I
Here.
do with
I'm
my
looking.
hands?
Here, I'm looking at Warren on my monitor right now. Warren, look at me. Is this good? Or now, Warren, look at your camera. Or do you want this?
That right there is good, but then you're gonna people are gonna be like, you're looking in my
Warren looks like a
soul.
little teddy bear. He's like.
You don't want to look into people's souls, so just be natural, and people will be fine.
So
I go back and forth.
So should we look at each other in the monitor when we're talking, and then only if we're addressing the audience look in the camera?
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, that's I would do it.
Okay.
Yeah, send it. I mean, guys, if you're watching, how do you guys want? Do you guys want them to stare into your soul or just like talk?
Oh, this is the best part of my week. All right. Hot seat. This is where me and Warren are going to give statements to each other, and we have to agree or disagree. I'm going to start. Are you ready?
Yes.
Thanos was the best villain we'll ever have in the MCU.
Disagree.
Is there a better one already, or are you predicting the future?
I think I'm predicting the future.
Okay. All right. Your turn.
Superhero fatigue isn't real.
I agree.
Bad writing is real.
Bad
Bad execution is real.
I agree. And the reason I agree is because I'm a fan of superhero movies, and I will digest absolutely anything that anybody throws in my face,
Same.
including
I literally
bad movie theater pizza.
I talk about it every day and I'm chilling. Like I'm not fatigued.
I'm not tired at all.
Yeah.
I'm not tired at all. Guardians 2 was the worst in the trilogy.
Disagree. I don't like the gore half robot stuff. To me, that falls under the same category. I don't know. People who know me know I hate half human, half cyborg stuff. I hate it. I hate it. It just creeps me out.
Okay.
Can't do it.
I really want to dive deeper, but I'm not going to right now.
No, that's all you need to know. I just don't like it. Creeps me out. This one's kind of redundant now because we talked about it in depth, but no, that's different because he's a robot covered in like skin. I'm talking about like people who have their arm cut off, but a robot.
Okay,
arm
hold on.
instead.
Stop. You guys are being. You are not appreciating the audio listeners. For all of you audio listeners out there that wonder why we randomly crack out laughing, or Warren literally starts talking about explaining something that you have no idea why he's explaining, it's because Wes is putting little notes on the lower thirds that only the people on YouTube can see.
Yes, so I'm used to being at just YouTube.
If that happens and you're listening on Spotify or Apple or wherever you may be listening to your audio pleasure, that's why. Okay, go ahead. You guys got to think about the viewers.
RDJ is playing Tony, not Victor.
Oh, I agree with you. I'm on board. I'm on your coattails. We're riding it together. And then when he comes out and says he's Victor Von Doom, I'm going to hold you. Yeah.
Thor, he holds me.
Yep. Why is he crying? Batman versus Superman was an 8 out of 10 movie or better.
Agree.
Yeah.
It's interesting because my next one is Batman is better than Superman.
Disagree.
Oh, Batman's my favorite.
Disagree.
Batman's my favorite.
Okay, take away his prep time. What's he got? Take away his
I'm
money,
not saying he can beat Superman. I'm
looks,
saying the characters in general.
No, Superman all day. Superman all day.
Batman.
Pineapple does not and will never belong on pizza. Do not be that guy.
I don't care. I don't eat it, so agree.
Okay.
I don't eat pineapple on pizza, but like if someone handed me one, like I said, I love pizza. I'd be like, give me that pizza. I would never actively go, hey, give me pineapple on pizza. But if somebody handed me a slice, I'd eat it.
But you take the pineapple off?
Probably.
Cooked, warm pineapple.
Ew, no. Yeah, no.
Okay. No. All right.
Sorry. Wes was going to chime in on something. That's what I forgot. He came in, but we kept talking. Okay, moving on. Godzilla is better than Kong.
Oh, Grady's going to hate me. Grady went and watched our last podcast all the way through just to find the part where we crapped on Godzilla and overrated it. He's been on me for 3 days.
Oh, no.
What was the question?
Godzilla is better than Kong.
Disagree.
You think Kong's better?
Kong's story is better. Your connection with Kong is better. I root for Kong more than I do Godzilla.
No, I want
you
Godzilla
didn't
to
say
kill
like
everything.
you didn't say like power level or fighting or one.
No, just as characters in general. Same thing with Batman and Superman. Just characters
Kong.
In general.
Kong.
Well, just like Superman, you're wrong.
Kong's in it. Kong's in it for the people. Godzilla doesn't care.
I only ever watch Godzilla to kill cities and stuff.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Cats make better pets than dogs.
Oh, that's literally my next one. I swear.
No, it's not.
I swear to you. It is literally my next one. Because when I was making this list, my cat sits on this little hammock in the window thing. And I literally wrote that down.
Wow. We are connected.
I agree.
I disagree.
Totally. Oh, you think dogs are better? No, I think cats all the way.
Okay. You're a cat guy. I'm a dog guy. All
Yeah.
right. You're that's
yours,
it. So we'll go back to me. This is my last one. Sydney Sweeney will make a good black cat, and Madam Web was not any of her fault.
Oh, agree. I was gonna say you're throwing something about Madam Web in there. Oh no, but agree to both accounts. Really agree to that second account. But after seeing some fan art of her, and like I said, I want to see her and Tom Holland together.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And my last one was the cat one. So
the cat one.
Yeah.
That is it. I think we are outroing, and we did it. I think we came in 3 minutes less than the first one. Guys, once again, I'm staring at you, the camera. Get interactive with us. Whether it's on TikTok or you're commenting on there, or Instagram. We are literally everywhere. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple. I don't know if you
in
can
your
comment
house,
on those. We're coming to your house. We're on Amazon.
in your
Our main
car.
one, though, if you want to watch the video version, if you want to see our faces and watch us completely just randomly do whatever we're doing, then you need to watch it on YouTube. But
YouTube.
get interactive with us, because Wes and me and Warren will be scouring, looking at comments, replying. That's one thing that we're all really good at with our own fan bases and our own viewership, is really being part of the communities and being involved. Because, and a lot of people have said this, but it holds true to this day. I've been doing this for a long time. Warren's been doing this for a long time. We're not doing anything but staring at a camera, talking to ourselves, or making videos for ourselves if there's nobody to watch them. So without viewers, there is no content.
Yep.
Period. Doesn't
Yep.
matter.
Yep.
And that's what I got. You
And
have
a
any,
big
wisdom for him.
Well, no, just a big thank you to everybody who comes from, Chaos Silencer, Chaos, Cosmic Wonder, anything else that I've done, because I certainly have. Jimmy, I know you're the same way. We've both been doing this for a long time. We both have ventured into other channels and other things, but like this is one that we both want to do for a while. So if you're here, thank you so much. Please comment, please get interactive. We want to talk with you. We want to talk about the things that y'all talk about in the comments and such like that. So thanks everybody. And yeah, we hope it's just a lot more interactions as we go on.
Bye.